What's up? What's up? It's time for Done Way Past Funny with your host, G.D. Fenderson. Join us as we take a look back at the early works of seasoned comedians before they were seasoned with this week's guest, Allison Dyen. It's time to get down and get dope with Done Way Past Funny. Hi, I'm G.D. Fenderson, certified forensic humorist and host of Done Way Past Funny. Thank you for joining us as we continue our interview with comedian and actress Allison Dyen. Enjoy. Now, you said bitch. Now, is there a time that you say biatch? Are they interchangeable, or is there a time when you would say bitch as opposed to biatch? Like that sound is the one you want in your joke. I know it's like, whoa,
I feel like I would gravitate most of the time towards bitch because it's like that harder sound that I like. But sometimes, like for dramatic effect, biatch, like for like a little bit more like drama because it takes a little bit longer to say, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
Honestly, I feel like sometimes the words just come out how they naturally come out at the moment, and it's not always a conscious choice on my part. Right. But thinking about it now, I'd say most of the time I would probably just say bitch.
Okay, I was just curious because I don't know why I wrote that down. I wrote it down because I was just curious because I tell you why. Because you did the long drawn look when you looked up at the woman, like the imaginary woman, like yeah. And I could almost see like the word biatch taking a lot longer. It's like, yeah, not you, biatch,
Yeah, see, now that would have been a better delivery.
And that's the reason why I thought about it, is because it's like, again, but again, I'm not critiquing. I was just curious.
No, it's great.
I was just curious because it's like there are two words that pretty much have the same meaning. It's just that one, it has a different effect and a different feel. And if you're going for like the look at you, you tall bitch, or it's like, you don't scare me, you biatch. It's a different kind of, But
yeah, I feel like bitch sounds bitchier, like meaner to say to somebody for some reason. Like biatch is something I would say to my friend, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. Now this is the second part of Allison at Camels.
I feel like it goes downhill from here.
But it doesn't. It doesn't. It may feel like it, but it doesn't go downhill. Actually what it is, because again, there's some things, now that I know it's a black audience, I can say, okay, I can see why that response was not. That response would have been a lot better at a white audience than a black. But I understand it now. It makes sense to me. And so it's almost like grading on a curve now.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, it's like grading on a curve. It's like, oh, I didn't know they were black. Oh, and she got a great response for a black audience. Shit, yeah. No, you know what you needed? Did you know that the guy that you at Paul Santos's, the black guy that the piano man? Did you know him back then, or had you met him yet?
No. Oh, so Gary Langevin plays the piano, the white bald guy with the glasses.
No, the black guy that points and laughs.
So that's Chops. Yeah, Chops.
Oh, Chops. Okay.
He's a singer.
Oh, singer. Okay.
He's a singer. Yeah, no, yeah, he would have been helpful.
Yeah, because he could have helped. Like, he could have pointed it out to people. Because for those of you who don't know, and this I've been critiqued for, I will show you a picture of Chops because I can actually steal it off of her other video. Matter of fact, I'm going to include just a small sample of his laughter and what he does.
Yeah.
I'll need to. I'll find that clip somewhere, but he points and laughs when he just laughs and points, and he's been great there because he could show them when it's like, okay, this is when you need to laugh right here. He's have your own Ed McMahon.
So my mom is going through this phase right now where she's constantly trying to set me up on blind dates, and I just think that's embarrassing for my husband.
Yes, he's the Ed McMahon of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, his laugh is contagious.
It is like joyful, very joyful.
Yeah, yeah, he's having a ball, whether you are or not. It's like, I'm having a ball.
Yeah.
Now, does he have his own camera? Because the show, it looks like he has his own camera. It's not like they edited. It's not like they edited it in later. I mean, there's like a camera on him.
Yes. So there's always a camera on Chops. He's the co-host of the show.
Okay.
So there's always a camera on him to get the reactions, and then our producer Aaron, while the show is on, he will cut to that camera.
Okay, because this is a live on-air show, so he's got the camera angles and the switchers, and okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we have 3. Last week we did 4 cameras. We're trying that out, but up until then there was always 3. So 1 on the band, 1 on Chops, and then 1, on the host and/or guest.
Have you heard of PBM TV? I think it's called Public Broadcast. PBM TV. Public Broadcast something TV. But it's
sounds cool though.
It's basically because they're just starting to do comedy on there, because they've been like music and videos for quite some time, and it's like a entertainment version of Twitch, my understanding. Now I don't know what Twitch is, so I'm using their words and hoping it means something to you.
Yeah, I was on one show that aired on Twitch. It was a comedy competition. Now it's on Roku, but it used to be on Twitch. So I've only had that one experience, but it was kind of like YouTube-ish, people would have their TV shows and they film them and put them up on Twitch. That was kind of my impression.
Well, I will give you Corey's information. You can, just in case, if you're still if you want to do the Paul Santos thing and put it on their channel also.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely talk to Paul about that.
Yeah, because that's like I said, they're just starting to look for comedy material. And to be honest, I thought to myself, well, actually my plate is just too full. I honestly don't have time. I just don't have the time to do one more thing. I think if I picked up one more thing, my wife would be like, I'm sorry, and what are you giving up now? It's like, I can't pick up something else. I have to give something up to do something.
Yeah.
But what y'all do at the Paul Santos show would be like perfect for them. It's like it's a show that's already established. You already got your camera angles and the editing, and literally you're just putting it on another venue, another channel.
Yeah, it would just be airings, and yeah, Paul would definitely be interested. So pass it along to me, and I'll definitely
I'll do that.
All about it, because he's always looking for other ways to showcase the show. Right now, it airs on a public access channel in New Bedford where we film it,
right?
And he live streams it on Facebook and YouTube, and then it airs on the local ABC syndicate. Is that what they call them? ABC syndicate, ABC channel.
Right.
So he's always looking for, other platforms for the show. So very cool.
I remember there was a question I had for you, and it was about producing shows. When you produce a show, how often do you have to explain to a comedian what clean comedy is?
Oh, all the time for Paul Santos. Because I think everybody has their own definition of what clean means, right?
Right.
So in my opinion, to me, clean means like not cursing.
Right.
For the most part. And as far as sexual innuendo goes, probably keeping it what I would describe as like a PG-13. You know what I mean? Like I do sexual innuendo on Paul's show, and I think it's fine. There's no like dirty words in it. Right. It's not disgusting. It's just, more, silly play on words kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But also, then I think there's family friendly, which would be like a different level where I think you're going to stay away from politics. You probably want to stay away from religion. You want to stay away from like anything controversial that's going to make people feel uncomfortable. That in my mind is like family friendly.
Right.
Grandparents and grandkids could go see it together kind of thing. So I think it's a good question when people ask, what do you mean by clean?
Right. Yeah.
Because not everybody has the same definition. So for Paul's show, I normally just say sexual innuendo is fine, just don't curse. And by the way, we air right before Catholic Mass, so try to keep that in mind and try to stay away from like abortion, birth control,
priest
religion,
jokes, molesting children.
Priest jokes, yeah. Try to stay away from that because there are probably people tuning in waiting for Catholic Mass to start.
Right.
We don't want complaints. So that's kind of how I don't know if that might be too vague for some people, but
now here I have a show that I do on Sundays. It's a fake church show. It's not. It's the Church of Last Resort, and one of the things he did was my character, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, told parents that if you want to tell your kids that there's no Santa Claus, this is the time to do it. Because I'm going to tell everybody there's no Santa Claus. You go out, get your kid, bring them in, and when I say there's no Santa Claus, you can pretend to be as shocked as they are.
Oh,
so you all just say, because right now, if I say it, it'd be like, you lied to me all this time. And this way you can pretend it's like, oh my, I didn't know either. So I did that. And I really thought it was going to be like controversial. I really did. That the fact that I just came out and said, no, there's no Santa Claus. I got one person complained that my history of the actual Santa Claus was wrong. And I wasn't trying to get the history right. I said, yeah, there was a guy.
Fictitious.
I said, yeah, there was a guy who was like the Santa Claus, and he was a German guy, I think, and he gave out candy and gifts to kids, yeah. But he's been dead a very long time. There is no, that Santa Claus is gone. There's no other, and so I really thought that me saying that there's no Santa Claus, I was really prepared for a hate mail. It's like nobody gave a crap. It's like one person goes like, that's not exactly what Santa Claus was. I was like,
oh my God, that's hilarious.
So I guess they couldn't do that on your family friendly show. Say there's no Santa Claus. Like,
I mean, I think they could if they want to bring if there's kids in the audience, I might say, I don't want to upset. I don't have some upset kids in the crowd. But I don't really do like my shows other than Paul Santos show isn't like family friendly really. It's just has to not break any FCC regulations.
Yeah, But is there a delay? Do they catch it? Is there someone there that can catch it, like a 7-second delay, or they're like going, oops?
Well, so for the live stream, it doesn't matter because that's just Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
And then Paul will edit because he's the host of the show, but he also edits the show too.
Gotcha.
So for Channel 95, the public access channel, it doesn't air live; it airs 2 days later. So if Paul needs to cut something out, he can cut it out. And then for the ABC version, he actually cuts the show down a lot because we film for an hour, but for ABC, we only get a half hour.
Right. Gotcha.
So he has to cut stuff out for that too. So if there was anything, over the line, or he felt uncomfortable about airing, he could cut it out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is part 2 of our 4-part Allison Dyen bit at camels.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But for me, the worst thing about being short is that I always have to back down from a fight. Because these heels might make me the height of a 12-year-old, but I still can't beat one up. Now, I could work out, but that would involve working out. And I'm not about working out. I'm about getting out of work. Which it turns out is really easy to do when you're always getting fired. I worked in the insurance industry for 15 years, and I got fired for the stupidest reasons. Like one time, I was fired for not being customer friendly, which was bullshit because I was a good friend to all my customers. A good friend lets someone know when they're acting like a total asshole. And judging from all the complaints they made about me, I guess they were my best friends. Oh man. But I think the guy who got me fired from that job was this guy who called me because his yacht got struck by lightning and he wanted the insurance company to pay to have it towed to shore. So I said, look, I'm gonna have to check because lightning is an act of God. And then he said, are you saying God wanted my yacht to get struck by lightning? And I said, oh, no. I'm saying he didn't prevent it. He's God. Okay, he could have moved that lightning bolt like 30 feet to the right. And in retrospect, he had no reason to be mad at me. Okay, he got his yacht towed to shore by his other yacht. Okay, that motherfucker had a second yacht. I can't even afford a second pair of stilettos. Another time I was fired over flip-flops. I didn't have these shoes yet. They were still on layaway. And HR informed me that flip-flops were not appropriate for a casual Friday. So I said, hey, look, what is more casual than flip-flops? Right? And then the HR lady got smart with me. And she said, I don't think you could get more casual than flip-flops. And I took that as a challenge. Yeah, so the next Friday I wore overalls with sneakers, no flip-flops. Also no shirt and no bra. Yeah, I showed her. She thought flip-flops were too casual.
See, that's where I'm being ridiculous. Like we talked about over the phone.
Yeah.
That's not a joke I really do now because it's so ridiculous.
Right.
It's obviously not true.
Because obviously the tennis shoes don't go well with a braless look. Yeah. So,
No.
yeah. So, yeah, you wouldn't be caught dead being braless in tennis shoes. I got you. I understand.
No. Only braless with the stilettos. That's the only.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. If you're going to go, that's how you do it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
They make my boobs look perkier if I'm wearing the stiletto.
And it also makes you, I was going to say, it makes you look more attractive to some men because it looks like you're a wounded animal in the stilettos.
Can't run away.
That's right. Oh, look, there's a wounded animal. Yes, you can.
Just boobs flopping.
Yeah. No, although you could step on, you could do some foot damage. Those heels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're spiky.
So, it's funny. There's like on that one there, you can kind of see there are some places where you were expecting a different reaction, but it's like the audience being black is like, okay, it's like, all right, let's see, but I understand now. I understand.
Yeah, and see, the thing is, I still stand by black audiences are the best.
Yeah.
I think, looking back on it, this is my first 10-minute set. This is like I think I'm way better now than I was back then. So I think they were really good sports and they laughed a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say because some of the stuff that you did there, I saw later on another clip, and yeah, you are more polished, but that's the whole point of the show is to show people that we're good now, but back in the day, we were struggling with some stuff too. Yeah. Yeah,
and I think my jokes are better. Like it's funny because that joke about the yacht is actually based off of reality.
Right. Yeah.
When I lived in California, I worked in an insurance agency in Beverly Hills, and we had what we would call a large book of affluent clients,
right?
Which are basically clients with a lot of money, and a lot of celebrity clients and stuff like that. And we actually did have someone whose yacht was struck by lightning, and my one of the salesmen was telling me that on the yacht they have like another like mini yacht,
right?
Like on the yacht. So I was like, oh, like a tug yacht. like a tow yacht or something. So like there's like a so the joke was like inspired by reality, but it's not a joke. Like I do jokes like for work now, and I don't do that one, but because I don't think most people can relate to it.
Yeah, it's funny. I think to make that more relatable, you could almost say like it would be like you're in your car, you get a flat tire, and you pull out your other car from the back of your car instead of changing the flat, you get in your other car, just pull it out and
See, I have a joke very similar to that coming up, and that got no laughter.
Yeah.
I remember.
Okay, so forget that one then. No.
No, it's the way I think it's just my delivery.
It's all in delivery. That's something I'll say to my wife. I have a premise, and I'll lay it out for her, and she'll go like, "No." I said, "No, it's really funny. I'm not telling you in a joke. I'm just laying out the premise."
I do that to my husband all the time. I do that it's the same conversation. He's like, "That's not funny." I'm like, "Well, that's not the joke yet. It's just like the idea of the joke."
Yeah. It's just a premise. I haven't workshopped it yet. Not workshopped, but I haven't, and that's the other thing. I write jokes, but I write like I think in my head. And I'm somewhat erudite in my head. And so even though it comes out, it's funny to me, once I get it down on paper and I say it out loud, I don't talk like I think. It's really weird. The words I use when I speak are not the same words that are in my head. They're too, it's like in my head, there's like the source of words there. And when it comes up my mouth, it's like, you got your teeth fixed. You can't say that like you used to. You have to say a different word or something. And also words like I'm trying to think. My wife and I were talking, and like I'm trying to think. Trousers. Nobody says trousers.
Oh yeah, that's like an old school word. Yeah, trousers.
Yeah,
like dungarees. That's like another old school word.
Perfect. That's an even better example because dungarees, because there's dungarees, blue jeans, but in my head I'm telling a story about and from like when it happened, and when it happened we used to call them dungarees, or something. And not only that, they're all different. Dungarees, jeans, blue jeans with denim, they were all different. The styles are different. The styles are different. I think the material was different in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because denim, I think, was French. I think dungarees, I can't remember, but they were all different.
Yeah, I remember my dad would always say dungarees.
Yeah. And so I'll write and I'll be like, okay, now I have to make this so that people understand it, because I understand it. It makes perfect sense to me, but now I got to make it so that strangers understand it.
Yeah, it's so weird. I had like there's so many words like that now. And yes, it's like as you age, you have to be conscious when you're writing the jokes. Like, okay, will everybody in the audience know this reference or understand like what this word means? Yeah.
Yeah. Now sometimes I'll just say I'll say a word and I know that they don't know, so it gives me an opportunity to say like, okay, for you young people, okay, you don't know what an Instamatic camera is, so I will tell you it's kind of like Instagram or Snapchat, whatever. I will just say, and then it'll become like the same joke, but for three different people, three different groups. It's like, oh, I get it now. Oh, I get it. Does everybody get it? And I've had jokes where people go like, I don't get it. Literally, they'll go like, there's one joke I did, and I love it. It's really well crafted. It's beautifully crafted. And I'm not changing a word about it. I just know that 75% of the people are going to get it, 25% are not.
Okay.
Usually they don't come out and say they don't get it. But sometimes twice, I've had literally somebody come out and say out loud, I don't get it. And so I'll go like, okay, let me get and I'll pretend I'll do this. I'll pull out and say, we're going to go to the board now. Okay. This, and I'll pretend I have like a little laser point, and I'll say, okay, this, and I'll redo the joke, but I'll do it like it's a lecture. And I say, okay, now here's this is this, and here we go, and I'll just pretend I'm doing that. Which actually the first time I did that was about cuss words. I was asked to do a clean show. And people who know me know I don't believe in dirty words. I don't believe in bad words. I believe in bad intentions.
Right. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So I said, but I was told to do a clean show. So I said, and they gave me, I said, here, there's this box here, and I'm doing this with an imaginary thing. So I say, but this box here is all of the words that I'm not allowed to say on this show. Okay. And so I do not remember exactly how many words there are, but algebraically, we're going to represent it as N. So there are N words in this box. I cannot say N words right here. I cannot say them. See, you got it. And I did that at a.
That's funny.
I did it at a, it was like a competition, but it was actually an audition. And there were judges there. And so I did that, and I'm thinking this is like super clever, for the judges, because I wanted them to know that I was not just funny, but I was really smart and funny. I wanted the judges to know they were getting more than just, and I got beat by a girl who came out wearing a bra and panties or something.
Oh, can't compete with that.
Yeah, it's like, and she wasn't funny, but she had glitter, tight breastises sticking up in there, and she wasn't funny. And I'm like, really?
Aww.
Did she do the N-word joke like I just did? That was, and the thing is, like I said, I thought, well, even if they don't,
word joke.
I said, even if I don't win, they should go like, this guy's really fucking funny. And so one lady comes up to me, one comedian comes up to me and she goes, you really were the best comic up there. It's just that nobody was going to get what you were doing. I think that's almost defeating them. Just like, so she's like, no, I appreciate how funny that is,
right.
But the judges are like, they don't get it. The judges
are not smart enough. You're smarter than them.
That's a math problem. Right? It's algebraically expressed. It's an algebra problem. I don't understand. N words. So what's N represent? How he never solved for N. I don't get it.
Oh man. See, you never know. Like you can't. But Jerry Seinfeld said once, I think someone asked him who the best audience was, and he said a smart one.
Yes, that's it.
And I think that's why.
Yes, give me a smart audience. I mean, even if like that one guy. See, this is the stuff that's probably going to get cut out. I was doing a show, and this one guy sat up front. I don't know why he sat up front, because he wasn't even with the date. He could have sat anywhere. He was just by himself, and he was like this the whole time. Mm-hmm. And I do a joke, and after the punchline, people be laughing. He'd go like this. He'd go like. That was it. That was his laugh. He was like, yeah.
I approve.
Yeah. And then finally, I was like, he gave me the biggest fucking laugh. He went like this. He did. Now that's funny. and he folded his arms back up and went back to going. That's it. But he just like does one joke. He just goes, now that's funny. And when he did
right there.
When he did that, I was like, damn, that's a standing ovation. That's good night. I'm done. Good night. Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny because people, that's the thing, like video, and not with this clip, but like just with clips in general. Sometimes you'll be looking at an audience and you can see that they're having fun.
Right.
You can see that they're enjoying themselves and they're smiling, and some of them are laughing, but not everybody has like that audible,
right,
big laugh that you can capture in a like a clip. So that's the other reason why we're talking about like booking comedians and stuff. And you were saying that there's a lot, clips don't show.
Right.
That's part of the reason why I like to see comedians live more than watch. I understand I can't, if someone lives far away, I might not be able to get to see them in person before I have a chance to work with them. But I always prefer when I can to go see somebody live.
Yeah, same as I prefer to watch people live because, like I said, the clips. And it's like somebody go, or if I was booking a show, and someone said, "Well, I got a 1 minute clip," I said, "I don't want to see it. Don't care." It's like, I said, "You're doing a fit." I said, "I want you to be able to do 15 minutes. Show me a 15-minute clip." It's like, and most comedians aren't prepared for that because that's not how they're trained. They're trained 5 minute clip, 5 minute clip. Like my clip on my website. Now, it's 29 minutes, but it's not a 29-minute clip. It's a series of because I have like it's from 3 different shows.
Oh, it's kind of like a best of kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like a best of. So it's like,
Okay.
so it lets people know it lets people know the variety, but also that I have a lot of material, but also I don't like to misrepresent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say the comics because I wasn't booking shows in LA, so I don't know how they are. Because I know LA kind of has like a fake it till you make it reputation.
Right.
But I don't know if that's true for comedians. Because
Oh,
comedians, I feel like a lot of them do tend to be relatively honest. Like when I started booking shows, there were comics I really liked, and I was like, oh hey, do you want to like feature? Can you do 20 minutes? I'm like, oh no, I'm like a 10-minute act right now.
well,
Like
yeah, in the beginning,
I got
yeah.
a strong 10, like beyond that. Like so I was like, it's just really nice that people are so honest about that, because the people could easily be like, oh no, I could do a half hour,
Yeah.
just let me do it. But so I think I agree, you shouldn't misrepresent. You shouldn't, and it doesn't benefit anybody to misrepresent yourself, because eventually you're gonna have to
Put up.
prove it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, it's like a guy putting a sock in his pants and going to a party and says, hey, want to dance? And he's like, wow, okay. And then you dance to him and it's like, I'm sorry, that's a sock. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I mean, I would much rather be, if I was in that position, I'd much rather be like, no, I have a really strong 10 minutes and go out there and do a really strong 10 minutes than go out there and do a really shitty half hour.
Exactly.
With 10 minutes of jokes split over 30 minutes.
Yeah, and crowd work about Red Bull, dog.
Right. Just filler in between. You
So,
don't want that.
I'm GD Fenderson, certified forensic humorist and host of Done Way Past Funny. Thank you for watching our continued interview with comedian and actress Allison Dyen. And please come back to watch more of our interview with Allison Dyen. And when you come back to join us, bring a friend.